Hey everybody, it's JC the Blind Jedi, and today's video is entitled Walking with the Force in the Wall of Thorns. This is advanced Suresu movement. Basically what we're going to be teaching you today is how you keep your orbit spinning while you're moving around, okay? You don't want to be standing in one place while you're spinning your orbits. You're just going to look like a baton cheerleader. You do actually want to go out and move and make it look as if you're actually protecting yourself in a big, wide spreading circle, okay? Now, this video has been a long time coming. I had to put out all the other videos, even the ones I was doing way back when I had a small, cruddy little tablet and I was using free software in order to produce my videos. So the infinity spin tutorials, the movement and the rotating on the line tutorials, the Suresu basics, all of that stuff, practicing and studying all that stuff is going to lead up to this, okay? So take your time. Like I always say, sit back, relax, watch this one time in order to get the gist of this, okay? When it comes time to practice, make sure you've got plenty of room to swing, okay? Now, when I am showing you the movements, I'm going to use a regular size blade. When I do it in a fast speed, I'm going to go ahead and switch to a small blade. And when I want to do a full demonstration, I actually have cut more videos in, like the one at the beginning where I'm at the park, and you can see what it looks like in full rotation, linking it up. Okay, so one last time, relax, watch everything before you start practicing, and here we go. Okay, so before we go into the actual learning of walking with the Force or the Wall of Thorns, let's go over our checklist and make sure that we've got everything learned. Okay, now as far as your orbit spinnings, your Suresu basics are going to be key in this one, okay? You're going to have to know how to orbit spin, all right, in both directions, all right? You're going to have to know how to pivot, okay, and come back, all right? You're going to have to know how to change directions, okay? You really want to know or practice your grand procession, okay? And finally, you need to make sure that your infinity spin is pretty much a senseless spin, okay? You need to be able to know how to pull this in and out at any time because you're just going to be using it a lot as far as this one is concerned, okay? All right, now as far as your feet and your movement, okay, you're going to need to know rotating on the line. So this is a very, very important one. You're going to need to know your hook step, pivot, turn, and sweep step, pivot, turn, and look the other way, all right? This is going to be essential. Also, you need to know your reverse, which is to sweep step, pivot, turn, hook step, pivot, turn, okay? You're going to want to know both, all your rotating on the line, as well as your pivot, and all your Suresu basics. This is going to help out a lot. And once you have this memorized, it will be that much easier in order to pull off the Wall of Thorns and walking with force. Okay, so let's go over what actually walking with the force is. This is based off of TPLA's formula, as well as my own martial arts training, and this is really simple. It doesn't take a lot of forethought or a lot of advanced training. All you simply need to know is your orbits, your pivot, and you need to have a good amount of coordination and balance when you're pulling this off. All you're going to do is you're going to go into your normal orbit spinning the way you normally would, okay? And now you're just going to hook step forward and walk with the lightsaber in front of you, okay? Now, in order to pull this off, I'm going to stand perpendicular to my orbits just to show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to hold the lightsaber out just a little bit in order to clear myself and the blade, all right? Just like that. And as I walk, I can square my shoulders, but I kind of keep my body still as thin as I possibly can. I'm tucking my shoulders in, I'm keeping my orbit nice and out in front of me in order to keep going, okay? And at any moment, I can pivot and turn and go the other way, all right? Once again, if we know our Surasu basics, okay, we can do this all we want to, all right? What this is supposed to be like, okay, is I'm moving through a crowd of people, and at every point there are people coming in and attacking me at all different places. So I need to be able to change direction at any point in time in order to pull off all of these moves in order to keep my orbit spinning so that I don't lose rhythm and rotation, and I'm able to keep people at bay, all right? That's all walking with the force is. All right, so before we go into the Wall of Thorns, we need to understand the 180 Jedi salute, okay? And basically that just means going into this, okay, and turning all the way to the other side, like that, okay? That's all it is. It's done with the orbits and the Obiani spin and the grand procession, okay? Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left foot and it's going to become my pivot foot, okay? As you can see, I'm facing the camera right now. I'm in a two-hand guard. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop one hand and I'm going to cross orbit downward and take a hook step. So I'm going to 1, 2, and then keep on going into the Obiani and pivot. All right. From here, I'm going to pull the Obiani out, complete the grand procession, and go right back into and grab my hand and grab my lightsaber with my off hand, okay? From this side, the same exact thing, all right? I'm going to keep my left foot here, my right foot is going to do all of the swinging. So from here, 1, 2, cross, pivot, back, grand procession, and pull it all the way out back into a two-handed Jedi guard, okay? To do it both ways, all right, 2, pivot, turn, right here, back, and then step, back, pivot, turn, just like that, okay? In real time, let's get away from the light, right back here, all right? Just like that. Just like that. Okay, and so now we are going to go over the actual choreography and the movements that you are going to need to coordinate in order to pull off the Wall of Thorns. Now, once again, I want to stress this is not a very combat applicable move. This is purely for choreography, but it does demonstrate your ability to combine rhythm, movement, and step all into one big flourishing movement, okay? So, having said that, we're going to start off with the left foot forward, right foot back. I'm going to start off in a Jedi guard, and I'm going to drop into a one-handed lightsaber position, all right? The first thing I'm going to do is hook step forward and perform a downward cross orbit, like this. 1, 2, okay? Again, start from the back, drop hand, 1, 2. Now from here, okay, my next step is to pivot, look the other way, and continue the rotation on into an Obiani. All right. So from here, I'm going to 1, 2, pivot. I'm looking the other way, and I've already got my body turned out. As you can see, I'm starting into my sweep step for a full rotation. So I'm going to sweep step out, and I'm going to pull my obiente out. Now, as you can see, my obiente is spinning this way. As it comes up around here, you'll notice that my body's already turned. Now I can pivot back again, look forward, and I can step forward and continue the cross orbit and continue the entire motion all the way over again. Okay? Once again, we're going to go by the step by step to make sure we get this all correctly. So here I am, the Jedi guard, one hand down, cross, over, pivot, obiente, pull the obiente out, sweep step, as it curves over, step forward, and continue the process. Okay? Let's switch out to a small blade, and I will do this. Now full speed, one time, and just like that. Okay, and so now we're going to apply what we call a reverse or an upswing wall of thorns. And this is basically adding the grand procession in with rotating on a line. Once again, and I'm going to keep on saying this every single time, please do not use these type of maneuvers for a TSL tournament or for dueling. They're not going to work. You're going to expose your back for far too long to where somebody can just go boom and point you and take a point away from poking you in the back with a lightsaber blade while your back is to them, trying to pull off this nice big fancy flourish. However, if you can pull this off in choreography, if you're able to do this, you're going to have a better understanding of rhythm, of movement, of rotation, all right? And it does really look nice when you pull it all off together, okay? So I'm going to start off by going forward, and then I'm going to teach you the same movements going backwards as well. So going forward, I'm going to start the exact same way I did for the wall of thorns, except for this time, instead of performing the downward cross spin, I'm going to do an upwards cross orbit, okay? So from right here, drop my hand and come up to right here. As I come here, I'm going to pivot and turn, and then sweep step out, perform another X cross downward now, pivot again, obiente spin, okay? From right here, I'm going to hook step forward, pull the obiente out into an upward cross spin, and then link the whole thing all together again. Once again, Jedi guard, drop your hand, hook step, up, up, sweep step, turn, pivot, and repeat the process, okay? Let's see if I can pull this off. This is a mid-grade blade, so I shouldn't be in too much damage here. All right, so it goes, ooh, see? Let's try this again, one more time. And up, up, over, back, cross, up, and over. It's exactly how this is going to work out. Now, in order to go backwards, I'm going to start from the same direction, except now I'm going to be pointing this way. My opponent is this way, and I'm retreating with the wall of thorns, okay? Once again, I'm right here. Now I'm going to sweep step back, and come into the upswing. As I finish the rotation, I'm going to turn, pivot, come through, downward cross X here, pivot, all right, go into the OB-Ante, and then I'm going to hook step or switch step back out, pull the OB-Ante out into an upswing, and start the whole process all over again. All right, so one time in regular speed it goes this, just like that.